This past weekend's homily made a bold statement. I'm not sure if it truly registered with all who heard it. I said this: Fostoria can be different in many ways just by the choices we make as a faith community. Jesus challenges us. Can you drink the cup I will drink and immerse yourself into my baptism? He wants us to. Our first inclination is to say, no, Lord, we can't. It's more than we can do. What Jesus asks of us is not easy. His life of humble service, his emptying himself for the sake of others. But if we choose to receive Jesus and take him out to all the world, and even Fostoria, Jesus then gives us the grace of God. And the grace of God's wisdom and strength is ours. The Spirit of God's compassion and mercy is on us. It's possible with the Eucharist as our center. We find that with the Eucharist, we can drink Jesus' cup of humble compassion. We can live his baptism of generosity. We can bring good out of evil. It won't always be pretty or go smoothly, but we can. The distinguishing mark of discipleship is the choice to believe Jesus comes to us, especially in his Holy Eucharist, body, blood, soul, divinity. From that belief, an attitude of humble, joyful service to others that Jesus lived in the gospel takes root in us. It is a perspective that flies in the face of the what's in it for me attitude or take no prisoners approach to living life that we often see in our world. Jesus' admonition is clear. It shall not be so among you. It should not be so among you to ask the question, what's in it for me? It shall not be so among you to act as if it's a take no prisoner's approach to life. It shall not be so among you is perhaps the greatest challenge of the gospel, calling us not to accept business as usual, not to accept injustice as just the way things are, not to justify our flexible morals with the mantra, everybody's doing it. Only imitating the servanthood of Christ, the Holy Eucharist, do we experience the true depth of our faith. Only in embracing his compassion and humility in our lives do we enable the Spirit to transform our world into God's life and God's love. We take the Eucharist tonight in procession, symbolically, to the symbol of our national flag. We will pray. We will ask Jesus to help us in our nation, in our community, and in our families. Jesus asks us in return, are we ready to choose his way of living life? When we go out to all the world, and as we go out to Fostoria, Ohio. Fostoria can be different in many ways just by the choices we make as a faith community.